can't hear us, but we can hear her.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, let's see, three dots next to the hand, and then select settings.
They broke my computer.
Uh,
Cause it's just funny that we can hear her perfectly fine.
I know it was amazing.
I just wonder what's her output.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Woo.
So you can hear us. All right, can you talk real quick? Let me make sure that the audio's picked up over here.
Mm, mm, mm.
Wait, can she hear us yet?
Wait.
I can hear.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, her mic volume's low. Jam, can you speak so I can make sure?
I can speak so you can make sure.
Is there a way to up your mic volume because you are low?
Yeah, probably. How about now?
A little bit more?
How about now?
A lot better.
Okay.
There we go. Hi, Jam.
Can you hear us?
We can't hear you.
Oh hell.
Did you mute yourself? I'm recording all this. Like, I hit record right at when we were trying to figure out how to get her to hear us.
Mm-mm-mm.
So now she can hear us, but we can't hear her.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. I heard.
okay.
Okay.
All
I hear
right,
you.
there we
You
go.
hear me now?
Yes.
I'm not gonna touch anything else.
Okay.
All right. Like, all right, you were leaning back to talk. Lean back and talk. Let's see if we can still pick you up.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would say turn up the mic just a little bit more.
You're gonna make me touch the mic again?
Yep.
Oh boy.
It's not a bad mic.
It's a great mic. It's me.
All right, I just want to make sure because it would be kind of weird if it's just me and Phoenix being heard, and then all of a sudden there's like silence, and it's a little awkward.
I'm gone. I disappeared.
But yeah, we were talking about how essentially the time threw everyone off, and how she worked on a podcast with people on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was a good thing they were my friends. So there'd just be times where mid podcast I'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm going to bed," and just leave. I mean, there's four of us on it. Like, it doesn't need to be that many people. So
But nope, this one's just me and Jam. We just be chatting and talking about random kink stuff.
oh yeah.
Our 1 hour time difference isn't that bad.
Oh no, this is not. This is
It's not
definitely
bad,
not.
but it throws me off because like I gotta remember anytime I share time with you, I gotta like convert it.
Mm,
Otherwise, we're just gonna both be off because my 4 p.m. is your 5 p.m. So that means
yeah.
it would have been like a 2 hour difference in like what was the original plan.
Right.
Ooh, I've reached the itchy phase of my tattoo. Ugh.
Mm.
Ah, which tat was that you got?
It's the flowers with the adinkra symbols in them.
I do want to get another tattoo, but I told myself I'll wait until I get like consistent with my workouts. Because what's not
Oh,
going to happen is I get a tattoo and then I shrink just a bit or I tone up somewhere and it just looks funny.
I mean, as I stopped caring about it, I was just like, I just want this, so I got it.
So yeah, I mean, I get like I have a trainer, so we'll see how long that goes.
Oh yeah,
You got it.
accountability.
But yeah, how was your
Once I
weekend?
saw you run, I knew you could do it.
Huh?
Once I saw you run every day, I knew you could do it.
What, you been running every day?
Oh nope, that only lasted for maybe 2 weeks,
Oh,
maybe 2 weeks. That might start up again. We'll see. But for now, just working with this personal trainer, doing once a week.
Save your knees, save your joints. They're in a very precious state right now.
I mean, look, they've been feeling great. Can I bend down and not have no crickets in my knees? Yes, they're well lubricated. But
Yay.
how was y'all weekend?
Ooh, didn't go as planned. I was supposed to go out to Philly yesterday, but for some reason there's nothing but traffic. And while I was sitting in traffic, I told my homegirl like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go home." And I was also like, I have a feeling in the pit of my stomach that something's off. And by the time I got home, she's like, "Yeah, I had to go pick up my son because his bandmate got hit by a car." So yeah, that feeling in the pit of my stomach was for real. Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
Hmm.
I mean, my weekend was it like it was pretty good. I overslept, so I fell behind on multiple things, but I made it to my friend's pumpkin carving thing.
Ooh.
Then I made it to my friend's Halloween party, and I ended where a guy requested I give like a quick demo because he's like trying to make this whole Black October thing happen. Where he was like, if I can come by, show a little like just a quick like 5 minute thing of like explaining impact and whatnot. So did that. But yeah, overall it was just a pretty solid day. And today we might be going to a fire pit tonight for another carving thing. But
Y'all just cutting up pumpkins all over the place.
I
Dang.
love Halloween, but it dropped to like 50 degrees here in Austin. Yeah,
Yo,
right.
you
So
have been
tired.
the opposite because yesterday it was 80 fucking degrees.
It was. I was sweating.
That shit was not normal.
So nope, we're hitting 48's our high tomorrow, but then it picks back up by next Sunday. We'll go back to like 70, 80. But yeah,
I
we'll
have to
see.
go make fun of my friend that lives in Austin because he's always like, "Ha, look, it's snowing."
We stole your weather.
Mm-hmm.
Thieves. What about you, Jam? I already know part of what happened, but
You do.
Oh my, something happened.
The weekend started cute. I got a lot of stuff done in my house now that I'm finally getting my apartment back together. And I went to my cousin's birthday party yesterday, which was fun. I met a new cousin, and they're like cousins I never really hang out with, but now we live down the block from each other. So that's cute. What's not cute is how I fell down the stairs when I was leaving.
Like how many stairs?
It was 3, but
Okay.
I was walking towards the stairs, looking at the second step, like, why does that one seem smaller? And as the thought ended, my ankle decided to give way, and I fully just
Oh hell.
fell down the last 2 steps, dropped my food, like, went flying across the floor, scraped my knee on the carpet,
mm,
and now I'm sitting here with my ankle up because
Aw.
it's definitely sprained.
You poor thing.
So clumsy.
yeah, Jam came through the podcast fighting through the pain. This is her flu game.
It's okay. It's not like we're a fitness pod.
I mean,
True.
but still, I'm a part of the ministry, NAP ministry, and
Mhm.
whenever you're doing anything,
Any excuse.
it's like, yo, you're just fighting through it,
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. I'll probably go to sleep after this. I had a rough night.
Oh.
Well
You
deserved.
deserve. Yeah. You deserve.
But yeah, do I know when I'm going to like cut the part to start the podcast? I have no idea. But I just want to go ahead and say, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Big Letter Little Letter Podcast, where I am your host, Hedo.
And me, Jam.
And today we have a very special guest. And I guess we go with the traditional, the letter of the day is P for Phoenix. Yes, English is stupid. I don't get it either. But yes, P is for Phoenix.
That was cute. I like that.
Well, thank you. And yes, our special guest is Phoenix Noir. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
And y'all heard the podcast the previous week or the previous day because I forgot to release them this week.
Ooh.
But yes, we talked about breath play on the last episode, and Jam had the bright idea of like, hey, why don't we reach out to Phoenix because there was a certain incident that happened at a certain play party that led to someone falling in love with someone else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happens.
It did happen. You've all heard me gush about my love for Phoenix. I'm pretty sure I've done it before, but tenfold when the memory comes back.
Yeah, I get that a lot. So
I can see that. Like we were over here chilling in the hotel together during Sex Down South, and Jan was just in a pure euphoric like.
Okay.
Over here, I'm just sitting with
relax.
she over here with the I'm sitting with my crush eyes like the whole time we were just chatting about random stuff.
adorable. It was so adorable.
Have mercy. Don't tell the people my business.
I mean,
it's
I'll stop.
cold.
I'll stop short of Okay, I won't stop short unless you revoke certain concessions. But, Madam Phoenix Noir, could you tell the people who you are?
I am Phoenix Noir. I am a semi-retired pro dom, meaning I only work parties. I don't do private sessions anymore. I consider myself a mommy dom. Well, a sadist mommy dom. So, I'll hold your hand and caress you while you're crying from what I just did. It's cute. It's me. I'm special like that.
Well, nice. Yep. And so, personally, I came across Phoenix back in the Gap when she was known as Ace, and via just a random Discord because the Black Kinky space is very small. Like,
ooh, it's 2 degrees of separation.
That's literally what I say to people. It's like literally I can go from one person to another for anyone. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's just how I came across. Got to meet her and her partner. Cool peoples. And yeah, it's just one of those things where the Black Kinky community is small because there's a lot of Black folks that just don't feel like exploring certain things because they feel like it's white people shit, when in reality, it's just fun, dope stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun shit.
Don't limit yourself by giving white people all the fun.
Right? Like, why would I give up an option of pleasure and fun just because it's like, white people did it? Asian people do it too. So what you gonna say about them? Latin people do it.
Everybody does it.
But yeah, so we figured, Phoenix does all the things, a lot of various sadistic fun things, but she came to mind with regards to breath play. And so what we discussed last week in regards to breath play, we talked about what it is, what it can be, certain safety measures, certain misconceptions, where the funniest misconception I will always hear from women is they'll tell their man to choke me during sex, and the man's like, oh, you trying to send me to jail.
Oh.
That will forever be the funniest misconception because my immediate thought is, nigga, how hard do you plan on choking her?
Exactly, like, so you went from A to
the hypotenuse of some random triangle.
Greek letters. Like, I didn't say anything about killing me.
Right.
I said choke. It's
just a little choke.
Just a smidge.
Just a little chokey choke, Just a little, not no.
Like, do you hate me then? Like, that's just if their response is, oh, you want to send me to jail? My response is, oh, so you hate me.
Right. You want to unalive me. You feel like your anger with me is so far that you wouldn't be able to stop.
Right. That's a red flag.
Because now, let me see if I can pull this up, because I know another misconception we have is, words mean things and how words are confusing and how you might be thinking of one thing, but you meant another thing.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me why my slow self put esophagus in the notes and not windpipe.
I mean, I get it. I see where you were going. I see how you got it mixed up.
But yes, the other misconception that we had on there was like, because some people think you need to squeeze the windpipe, where it's like, no, no,
Mm-mm.
that one's a hospital trip if you try to do that.
Right.
You can't be crushing the windpipe.
I like one thing I think for a lot of people, breath play is like a misnomer because for the most part, when people are doing breath play, it's really um, blood chokes.
Hmm.
So if you are squeezing the carotid arteries, it's not that you are making making it impossible for someone to breathe. You're just reducing the blood flow to the brain. Now, if you really want to get into breath play where you're stopping someone from breathing, you can do that. There's some ways to do that. Um, I've engaged in. I've seen some of them. My hands aren't big enough to do them, but yeah, there's a lot of different ways to go about that.
Because I mean, I would say keep yourself dry jam. I'm about to say a couple things that might make your mind go a little aflutter. Okay, so because like there are certain aspects to where you like you say you can focus on breathing through various methods. Of course, the basic end all be all mafia style, put some plastic over the face. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple of my favorites are I do enjoy breath play via the diaphragm, where you are applying pressure there. So because the human body is fun to explore because it's
Mm-hmm.
like your purpose of breathing is your diaphragm expanding, allowing oxygen to go in. So put pressure on that diaphragm. Guess what can happen? It can
Mm-hmm.
expand. You can get oxygen in, and it's one thing that I use on. Of course, I describe things. I get certain concessions to make sure, like, hey, I will do this thing. It's gonna feel like this. You feel any kind of scare, blah blah blah. Give me your safe word or tap my hand. Of course. Then the other method of breath play, which is more sexual, is essentially when you're receiving head or if someone's sucking a strap. One of the things you do as you are throat fucking is you pin the nose so they are unable to breathe as you're stroking their throat because you can't breathe with a dick in your throat. That can't happen.
No, you cannot.
She was all flustered. It's so
I
cute.
am.
Look at you. I'm watching her stroking the pillow, getting faster and faster.
I think at this point, Hedo just finds it amusing to like.
I gave the disclaimer.
You did. As you gave it though, I was still thinking about compression, which feels really nice.
Mhm.
But yes, there are more ways to because I do, especially when it comes to certain like just either focusing on like purely just control. That's when I go with like the blood choke, where it's like because you do get lightheaded, like you're literally
Mhm.
cutting off a supply of what your brain needs for a certain duration, and the only aside that I can give to someone that might be afraid, oh, you try to put me in jail, even though that's still a stupid statement, is that if you do it for too long, then yes, you might go to jail. But you have to like look for signs in the body.
Like if you put somebody in, say, uh, a rear naked choke for long enough that they die, that means you were choking a limp body for a significant amount of time.
Yeah,
This is good.
like you can look when a person begins to
Mhm.
no longer be a mobile person, where you be like, oh, this is where I got
Right.
to stop. A little
Right.
slap to the face, like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, you here?
Just stay present.
Hmm. Unless you were actually trying to kill someone, and then we have a
Then
bigger problem.
yeah, that's yeah. Like those are the times where I'm like, all right, we don't gotta abolish all jails. Then, like that's where I get where I'm like, okay, you did that on purpose. Like,
Hmm.
ain't no ritual. Was it retributive?
Restorative justice.
Restorative. There we go. Ain't no restorative for that. It's like you choke someone out and then no, that's not restorative.
That's really hardcore, though. I mean, not to go all murder mystery on the podcast, but I feel like if you choke somebody to death, like you really hated that person. That's a lot of work.
It's like stabbing someone. It's very personal,
Yeah.
Which also
intimate.
brought up that third misconception where people think, like, some people love being choked to the point of blackout, but that's never the
Mm,
goal.
yeah. Well,
Like,
the goal is a nice, happy feeling.
that's it. Like, sometimes people black out, but of course, you're not going to keep choking a blacked out person, I would hope.
Hope not. We will hope
Like,
not.
But of course, the goal will never be, oh, I'm going to choke you out until you pass out and mission accomplished. No, no. Can that
Mm-mm.
happen sometimes? Of course, because orgasms are powerful things. And if the orgasm is timed right with the choking, then maybe, you go to a little happy little depth, as they say in French.
happy little death.
Mm. What is it? Le Petit Mort, is it?
I think so.
That sounds right.
Mm.
I've only been doing French for like 2 weeks, and I've been off the last 5 days.
Aw.
All I know how to say is où est le star, s'il vous plaît? Les matchs de foot.
I don't know any of that.
That's
I'm not
all
a
I got.
language
Someone that
person.
doesn't do
I'm not
languages
either. I'm a math
sound pretty
person.
good.
That's why I'm going to Colombia to learn Spanish because I need to be immersed. So,
Huh.
yeah.
I really feel like that's what I feel like. Anytime I have the option to use English, I will never learn another language because my brain always has an out.
True, but I'm going to school for it. So, wish me luck.
Fingers
That's
crossed.
awesome. I looked into a program like that a while back, but
but
anyway.
let's talk about that off the podcast since it has nothing to do with BDSM.
Okay, I will say what I do want to ask is my co-host Jam.
Mm.
So, because you did express the scene that was done at that Hard or Soft Play party where you had breastplay performed, what was your overall feeling? Like, I would say, how did it come up, and how did you feel during and after?
Well, it was actually the Limitless Lux, the first dinner.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, a wonderful time indeed.
Mhm.
One could say I was probably already in love with Phoenix, but like most of my interactions, I kind of just went up and I'm like, "Hi," and I wanted to play, and she was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I don't know." um, but bless my friends for like just knowing me. So I looked through the bag and I was like, I want to be choked and maybe some of these toys. So we had a really good scene on a bench. And Phoenix found all my spots.
I really am like magical
A
sometimes.
magician, a true magician. Okay, like I'll tell people pain isn't my jam, um, which I am increasing my tolerance with every interaction. Yes, I'm like I've tried some things, um, but I'm not even gonna. I shouldn't even put my business on the pod like that because I don't know. Like I know what you like, but I'm just gonna say Phoenix found things that trigger me a little more than pain does. And when I was nice and in a pretty high submissive state, that's when we did some choking and it felt amazing.
That's a nice summary.
Yeah.
I feel so. I love getting like reviews in person.
I do
I
too.
managed to keep it together while I told it.
You did. You did a good job. You did a very good job. You kept it together. You were coherent.
Still
You got
flustered.
everything-
Yeah.
Still
She
flustered. but
she
you got
fought through it.
Yeah. Proud of you.
I mean, if you're not flustered when you're retelling a story, was it a good time?
That part.
Real. But no, happy for you for that because I do see. I didn't even know about the Lux one. I just knew about the one. Was it La Hacienda or wherever that place was called?
Hacienda.
Hacienda.
Mm.
That's the one I remember you telling me about.
I mean, I will find you guys know if you're in the event space with me, you're on my dance ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the rules. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I would say, all right, we got that one. So Phoenix, how was it on your end as far as that story? Because
I so playing with Jam made my night because the dinner, this was their like trial run dinner, wasn't the best. Like there were some mishaps. And then the show part of the evening lasted a little longer than I would have liked because I like to play. I'm not super always here for, performance art for very long periods of time. That was a nice like chill time to let your food digest. But then, 11 o'clock rolls around, like, yeah, I have this huge play bag. I want to,
It's truly a huge play.
I want to really party. And so when, because some people will come up to me all the time, be like, "Oh, I want to play. I want to play tonight. I want to play tonight," and you never see them again for the rest of the night.
mm,
Jan's not like that. When she says she wants to play, she will come and she will find you again, and I appreciate that. So getting to do that, getting to play with her, definitely made my night. I got to do the baseline of what I enjoy, which is a little bit of spanking and impact, and then some breath play.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. Did I rip off your stockings that night or no?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. It was just what was like 2 years ago, I think.
It was.
it had to be 2 years
How
ago.
time
Yeah.
passed.
Woo, God. Yes. It was a good cap to the evening for me.
That's what's up. But like, I'm over here. I do wish there were more rippable leggings at events. Because
Yeah.
I understand in some cases they're costly. In other cases, people have their favorites they don't want ripped up. And like
Right.
sometimes I just want to use get rid of some primal energy and just
I love taking a knife to some stockings.
We were just talking about that. Lately, I've been in my bring multiple pairs for the fun of others.
Mhm.
And that was actually the last thing I did. I got a lot of things cut off of me
I love
a
that
couple
for
weekends
you.
ago.
Ooh.
I'm enjoying Jam living her best life.
I know. Whenever I see her, like, it's kind of quiet until like I see her at an event, and then she starts running down the things that she's been doing. I was like, "Oh, you've been out here. You've been having a hot girl year." Okay.
I try.
I'm trying to think, as far as, because I know for me personally, whenever I get involved, so I primarily use breath play during sensory deprivation scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's normally my go to in terms of usage because, again, I love sensory deprivation because it's purely like a blank canvas. I just ask the person, cool, which paintbrushes can I use? Bet. And then I just go ahead and go off with them. And so I enjoy doing that because like the way I explain sensory deprivation to people is like imagine your five senses and then you're just pulling away and taking from certain elements. Like typically when you're binding somebody, you're taking away their touch because they can't use their hands to feel or anything like that. Blindfolds, earmuffs, sight, all that. And so when it comes to me invoking breath play, it's kind of like you're taking away essentially like their taste because it's like what was it like if you typically drink medicine whenever you cover your nose that way taste buds blah blah blah. In my head it's kind of like you're taking away a sense with the breath play, and that's why I love invoking it around those times. I've gotten great reviews in regards to using breath play during sensory deprivation though, because for the ones that prefer clitoral stimulation, breath play along with a vibrator or a suction toy there at the same time, where if I time it right, it is like one of the best euphoric feelings I give to a person. And I'm a hedonist. someone coming and I'm a part of why that's happening. I feel great.
I mean, plus you've all heard that Hedo has big hands.
Yeah.
Like I'll tell you, Phoenix is a magician and she'll make it do what it do. Hedo has like this easy out where he has these large hands and he can make things happen so easily.
So she's AI, I'm Shaq. Like I'm just a big diesel.
It's, when you're a little smaller, you got to find workarounds.
But I think it's just overall. That's just the overall fun. Like, did we talk about? We haven't done a knife play episode yet, but oh yeah, I might as well. I feel like I want to call her the knife lady because she just has yes you,
Wow.
yes you. I'm telling you, in terms of, I was literally like, because like I was doing a wax scene, but I fly in from Texas. Guess who can't travel with? Yeah, exactly. But guess who can't travel with knives from Texas? This guy. So I was like, dang, I need something to like for removal. I was like, I'm just going ahead. Yo, you got a knife I can borrow? She's like, oh, which one? I was like, let me get a dull one. I was like, oh, here you go.
I come prepared.
Which one?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have different knives for different scenarios. So I have ones that I know that I've dulled myself. I have my really, really sharp ones. I have the ones where, if you apply a little bit of pressure, you may break skin, but I know my knives. So yeah.
I feel like you have to go real custom with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course you can just go ahead, hit up Target, get you a kitchen knife set. But I feel like people that really enjoy knife play, you got to find the unique ones that match with what you're looking to do.
It has to have the right weight. It has to have the right type of handle, the aesthetic of it, the material of it. Can it be dulled? Is this one that you want to keep sharp? Is this one that's going to be more of a collector's item? Shit like that.
See, y'all know we love our people who love education here. Clearly.
Yeah.
Because I'm only one man. And I can only do so much with so many people. I'd rather just pass on the knowledge so other people keep doing it. Because I ain't that greedy. Like
love that about you.
I used to think I was that greedy because, you would like to think like, oh yeah, they'll all come to me. I'll be able to do whatever I want with whoever I want. But then when you realize there are so many people in this world, I'd rather they like, hey, learn what to do so you don't fuck someone up. Because I'm an advocate for pleasure. I don't have to be the one providing that pleasure, i.e., hey, oh, you want to like do something better for your girl? Cool, do this, this, and this. Like, I will tell you what to do with whoever so they can feel good and you can feel good about them feeling good.
Yeah, I'm big on like, pointing people in the right direction. Yeah, like I'm not even like top level knife person. The person that I learned from is way bigger and way better. And that is the collector in Philly. That's how I got into knives. That's where I first learned about knife play. And whenever I get the chance, I was like, if you really, really want to know, I don't have every bit of information, but he does.
Yes, and I get to have lots of friends.
Yeah.
I must say, I got into knife play accidentally.
How do you do that accidentally?
Because I was trying to find a proper way to remove wax. Because I tried the various, like, oh, just peel it off. But then, like, what about the drips? Like, all right, I'll use a debit card. But then someone brought
That's
up.
not very sexy.
Exactly. No, exactly. It's like, man, there should be another way. And someone was like, oh, yeah, you should just use a knife. I'm like, I could do that. And then from there, I got a dull knife from Etsy. I love this knife. It was one of those gamble purchases. Cause I'm like, really? Only this much?
Yeah.
And then a guy that's like, oh, this is a nice dull knife. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing that, and someone kind of described how they love the feeling of the knife being used. And I was like, did a little more research. That's when I learned about, there's a whole scenario in regards to knife where I already know I'm on the baby side. Like, I'm on the side where I'm not trying to break skin. I'm not trying to cut you or scar you. I am just giving you sensations with the knife. Versus, I learned the extreme side where it's like, yeah, a little nick here, a little nick there. Like, no, that's not me.
I would say the extreme side is scarification, which
Yeah.
is something I do want to learn. That looks fun.
See, I don't do blood. That's why I don't do needle play either. Even though
Oh,
needle play doesn't necessarily mean blood has to be involved, but
there's the risk of blood.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't really care for needle play. I've seen some people do it where they have a whole design across their breast and whatnot,
Mhm.
and I'm like, good for you. It's not for me. No.
I am a blood person. I enjoy it. I enjoy, bloodletting, watching it, touching it, all that jazz. I'm a blood person.
See,
This all
and,
makes sense.
and the crazy thing is the reason why because like when you're young, you do certain dumb things. One of the things that we used to do as kids was you try to like put a needle through your like hand skin.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we've
yeah.
all done that.
We all did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely, I've done that. So I'm like, I could do needle play, but the best thing about BDSM and kink and all that is you ain't gotta do everything.
You don't have to.
At all.
Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to.
I'm
I
very
just
much.
want to like emphasize you guys' levels of almost sadism. I'm like, you guys thought Hedo was bad. You have
Oh,
to meet Phoenix.
oh yeah. I'm not. I know some sadists. I'm compared to them, I'm a baby sadist.
So there's this gentleman out here, Black Spank Daddy.
Mhm.
He's a sadist. Me, if we were to compare me and him, I'm not even in the kink world compared to him in terms of, again, this man used a kettlebell in one of his scenes, like a full-on 5-pound kettlebell for this scene. And the woman involved pretty much is at the level of pain slut, where she was getting off on what he was doing. And he said himself, he's not in it for the sex. He's not in for. He just like causing pain. And I'm like, see, I like causing pain in the aim of pleasure. Like if I'm giving you pain and you're enjoying it, then I'm enjoying it. If I'm causing you pain and you're not enjoying it, I'm not enjoying it. But him, the fact he's just causing pain, he loves it. And I'm like, yeah, I thought I was a sadist. No, I'm cute. That's who I am.
I'm cute. Like your response to that is my response to emotional sadism. I'm like, oh, I can't be that mean to people. Oh, I can't do that. That's evil. Meanwhile, I'll punch somebody in the face and laugh about it.
Okay, now can
Essentially.
I do the emotional thing a little? Yes, I can. A little too. I'm here for some degradation. I don't mind breaking you down mentally, and because I know how liberating it could be for you.
I feel like there's too much thought that goes into that for me because now I got to think of insults and shit, and that's not my jam. Like if I'm going to get into somebody's head, it's going to be through like hypnosis or some shit like that, where I can make them feel things that I want them to feel. But degradation and humiliation can't really do.
Yeah, that's something I dabble in. I have no problem dabbling in that because I do love mindfuckery.
I like hypnosis mindfuckery.
See, I haven't looked into hypnosis. I am not of the camp where I feel like it's baloney because we have a nation of 74 million people that voted for a nigga that was not qualified for the job. So
I got a mini training in hypnosis by a licensed hypnotist, and he does both regular vanilla hypnotism counseling, and then he does kink stuff. And when I tell you, like, being able to put somebody under and like they feel the things you say that they're supposed to feel, yeah, it's real.
oh no, that's it. I would never say it's not real. Like
I still haven't been able to be hypnotized, unfortunately, but I've been able to hypnotize others.
yeah, it just really comes down to how suggestible one is. So of course there'll be some people that's immune, and there'll be some people that, again, 74 million people voted for a nigga that's not qualified for a job. I can believe someone can get hypnotized.
I
I
do
think
wonder.
the most interesting form of hypnotism, well, the interesting form of putting someone under is just through touch, and I'm like, that is amazing. I've watched some demos with, you know, folks that are either in a dynamic or have had a previously relationship where they've been hypnotizing each other beforehand, and they've figured out how to sway someone back and forth until they go under, brush their hand in a certain way, and they go under immediately. It's so fascinating
Was it
the
like,
way
what was it
you
like? Get
can
out with the teacup.
kind of, yeah. It's fascinating the way the brain can create activation switches within itself.
Hmm.
Because I think that's the other reason why I can see hypnotism. Like I can't treat hypnotism as if it's not a thing, is because all you're doing is just hacking the brain.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like you just, oh, let me go with a new program in here. Okay, so whenever I activate it, I get to do certain things. And of course, there's some computers that are just wired in a way that you can't really hack them. And then there are other computers where you can just say, the password is password, and you just have full access.
Like one thing, because when I was working with Mr. Tactics, that's who was teaching me hypnotism. He was trying to hypnotize me. He's like, "You have control issues. That's why you can't go under." He's like, "You will not relinquish control." I was like, "I'm trying."
I I
I,
think I think that's what my issue is also, because that's the reason why I'm not a switch. Like people think, oh, because you want, it's not because I want things my way, it's just that I don't want to give up control, because I know I can't have everything my way. I'm not rich enough and powerful enough to have everything go my way. No, but guess what, if I have the option, I want control.
mm-hmm.
You're a rebel.
I'm stubborn. We're Capricorns, that's what it
Yes, that's
is.
it. That's all it is.
Maybe. I do wonder if submissives are more um, eager or easily hypnotized. Because I'm like, if I like somebody enough, you got my hair, like I'm
I
there.
I
You love
think
me.
so. I think it's just like that willingness to relinquish control makes them more suggestible.
Hmm.
I think it's
Yeah.
possible
But
because it is called subspace for a reason.
yeah, but I believe there from the submissives I've talked to who are also into hypnotism, they say that there is a difference between the feeling of subspace and going under. Um, there's a method, I believe it's called fractionation, where you put someone under, take them out, put them under, take them out, put them under, take them out, and they like, it's the most intense high that you've ever felt. And I was like, that's interesting. And
That
they're like,
sounds like
it's similar to subspace, but it's a little bit um more brain foggy.
mm,
But that's just secondhand from what I've heard from other submissives.
I'm intrigued. I might go on a new journey.
Hmm. I might. No, I already told myself fireplace suspension. That may be hypnotism. Like I'm like, I feel like I don't ever want to be the specialty kind of person. I just want to know
Oh yeah.
everything.
I think hypnotism is one of the um greatest all-purpose ones because you can, like, the height of the pandemic, nobody was really in touch and seeing each other, but you could still have a scene through Zoom or Google Meet doing hypnotism, and the bottom will come out feeling like they've just had um a rope session, an impact scene, breath play, whatever that sensation, as long as they know what that sensation feels like already, you can replicate that within the mind.
Mm.
So that's been something I realized with hypnotism is like, it is an all purpose, whatever you want them to feel, you can make them feel. Um, So if you're in a long distance dynamic, that might be something to help. You know, when somebody is feeling that little subby itch.
Mm.
So that means I definitely might look into that because no, like I just like again, I like having as many paintbrushes as I can, so that way, depending on who I'm doing whatever with, I just have options.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I do need to get back into my rope practice because I feel rusty.
I need to do that. I need to start practicing hypnotism again. Uh, what else? I feel like that's. I do want to learn some scarification, but that would come with events and I don't know the amount of events after the pandemic that are um, education focused and are not through problematic organizations um, has dwindled a lot.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know about them. Because like my introduction into this space was more through like a group before the pandemic happened, and before I can even explore. Because my plan was to go to Sex Down South, not Sex Down South. What's the other one in Baltimore?
Uh,
Weekend Reunion.
yeah, but
No,
that's no
Weekend
more.
Reunion was 2019 fall. It was like I think it might
Oh,
have been
that
Fetish Ball.
either was it a weekend reunion event
Yeah, at
so
Baltimore Playhouse.
sprung?
Yes, that's it.
Mm.
But things got
Yeah,
shut down, so I couldn't go.
yeah, they are no more, which is unfortunate. I want to say like if anybody from the weekend reunion planning team hears this, just know, even though y'all aren't having them anymore, I appreciate the space you created because it was created intentionally with a lot of care, and I appreciate it.
I miss it. I didn't even
I
get to see it.
Never got
truly,
to go.
truly, truly miss it. Oh,
I like it was literally I'm like, oh, this looks great. I'm down to go. Tickets secure. Like, all right. So the world is ending. Like, oh crap.
yeah,
And the worst part is the world didn't end with an orgy. The world was ending with no toilet paper.
pretty much. Like a few of my friends and I have already talked about this. So like, we're not trying to live through the apocalypse. We're having a cheesecake and drug orgy, and that's how we're going out. We're going to have the finest cheesecake, all the drugs that we've wanted to try but didn't want to ruin our lives about.
Guess who just
And
made and delivered the cheesecake to someone I used to fuck with?
You did.
ooh,
Yep.
what kind of cheesecake?
New York style strawberry topping.
Mm, that's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Because she's been having a rough week or two, and I was like, yeah, I like making cheesecake, no problem, and it came out great.
Oh yay!
But yes, cheesecake and orgy sounds great. Me, I want
And
some
drugs.
shrooms. I want to. Ooh, hold up. All right, I just had a thought. I can get the shroom chocolate.
Mm.
I don't think I want
Ooh.
to use the whole thing, but I can make a like a chocolate swirl cheesecake
Ooh.
with the shroomy chocolate. I mean, it's
Fancy.
gonna be expensive because it's like $75 for a bar, but
Yeah,
I
that
can
sounds
see it.
dumb. I can definitely see it.
Bring it to the
okay.
shroom party.
All right, I have because I'm in my head. I'm thinking what I can do is I can still make my standard New York style cheesecake, but I can put that chocolate in a double broiler. But my fear is no, the heat shouldn't kill the cycle. So there we go. I can just go ahead and do a double broil, just like melt down the chocolate, pour it on top of said cheesecake, and so we have a chocolate covered cheesecake that is
Or
shroomy.
even um use a little grater and have grated shroom chocolate on top of it.
There we go.
Smart.
Listen, I'm all about working smarter and not harder.
I am here.
Right,
I mean, I'm here for a double broiler, but that actually sounds pretty good. Just a little shavings, like a little parmesan.
and then you don't have to worry about changing the chemical makeup of the psilocybin.
All right, there we go.
That's true. Wow.
So, all right. So I guess we'll get together next year, Friendsgiving, and I'll bring some shroomy cheesecake.
I
Okay.
Cannot wait.
You know I won't forget. Keto's gonna be up
Oh
here
yeah,
in a
you were.
couple of weeks, and I've requested cinnamon rolls because Hedo Bakes is an official tagline now.
Oh snap! Wait, what do you? Oh yes, the live show.
Oh
Can't
no,
remember
I'm
that.
coming up for the Fun Sexuals Kinky Kickback.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Once he delivers those cinnamon rolls, holler at me.
Sure.
Yeah, I told her she's gotta get me like all the ingredients. I don't need a mixer for cinnamon rolls. I can just go ahead and like either use my hand or use a hand mixer. I just need the ingredients and I can make a shake.
Oh yeah.
It's happening.
I mean, if Erie Neko has like the pans and stuff, I can just go ahead and make it and leave it at her place.
She probably does. Great. It's on the calendar. I will plan it.
I love that. Look at a plan coming together.
All right. I mean, we've taken up a good amount of your time. Is there anything that you care to share with the peoples?
So non-kink related, my and my homegirls podcast should be coming back soon. Black Girl Missing,
Okay.
true crime podcast that goes over the stories of Black girls from 0 to 17 who have gone missing, and we haven't heard that much about them.
Sad. I'm like, I remember listening to your podcast. I'm a downloader, not listener person because it'd be sad because it's like,
Oh yeah, they're hard. There's a lot of the reason we have such long breaks between seasons. These are
because
not easy stories.
because no, the sad part about all that is you even if there were no more missing black girls starting today, y'all will still
Mhm.
have enough material to make like 10 years worth.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely. And I always somehow end up picking the worst stories to tell.
So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll download so you can get the count, but
appreciate it.
mm,
Appreciate it.
but yeah, glad that because personally I do the podcast. It's like partially I'm like I do enjoy teaching. I just don't enjoy parents or like school systems. That's why I can never be a teacher.
Woo.
That's why I enjoyed this podcast as well as my other podcast, Hitchhiker's Guide to Ethical Non-Monogamy, which I'm gonna start recording again soon. Just been writing some things out because I've been trying to figure out this whole triad thing, how I'm gonna talk about it, because it seems like a lot of people in the Black community is all about triad, but
And it's a very specific triad
a close triad where
with its two cis women and one cis man.
yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
falling back into old ways?
But it's like I don't want to be a poly police, but I just really feel it's more
I
polygynous.
mean, if you need someone with the academic backing, I know someone.
So yeah, so yeah, that's what because it's been like that's the next episode, but I'm like I still have been picking around, but I'm just gonna just sit down and record what I got because I personally live your life, be free. I just feel a little icky when you're single. You come in saying, "Oh yeah, I want a close triad with 2 women." I'm like, bruh, can you find one woman first? How about that?
That's
Yeah.
a red flag.
Ding ding ding.
But yes, that's just pretty much what I got going on. I'm podcasting, trying to set certain things up because according to my co-host, ain't no more free gigs in 2024.
No more free gigs.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
So, trying to figure that out.
If anybody will understand, it's Phoenix because he's like, "Oh, I just want to keep going." I'm like, "But people are asking for you."
As a Capricorn, get your money.
That's
First
why.
of all, these toys aren't cheap. This travel ain't cheap.
It ain't.
The wear and tear on your body and mental is not cheap.
Nope.
Right?
Pay him.
It's just funny because I told Jam that's where I suck as being a Capricorn because I am full hippie. Like, fuck money. Money is just a tool. I don't care about it. But
Money
I'm also
is
a Capricorn.
tool that gets you from place to place and is able to get you a roof over your head. That's what money is a tool for.
This is where my fiery Aries and service submission comes in. How good is that?
Listen, ask Jam to make you like a pricing sheet. Go over it, see if it sounds reasonable, and just use that when anybody asks you to come out.
Oh,
These are my
Jen,
fees.
can I trust
This
you with
is what
that?
I require. If I need
I'll
to
do it.
travel X, Y, and Z, boom.
Okay, because at least I feel like I figured out the travel thing where it's like, yo, round trip plus one night at some place hotel night of, and we're good.
Hmm. And get them fucking points.
All right, I gotta fix my credit for that one. Hold up.
I'm not talking about credit card points. I'm talking about loyalty points. Like whatever airline you're flying.
Oh
get those
yes,
points.
Southwest. Here we
Whatever
go. Yeah.
hotel you like, get those points.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all that's going on with me. Also check out live show. I will be performing at the Heart of Soft live show doing a waxing. I think that's all I got going on. What about you, Jam?
I am in my service sub bag, apparently.
I see you out here,
I
getting
am.
flued out and shit.
I'm
Okay.
listen. Yeah, I'm showing up and showing out for a service and for a Guardian on my Guardian Angel tour.
I love that.
If you want me. And then I'm just working out here. Winter's coming, the cuddle business is up.
Oh yes.
So you know where to find me, MaryJane'sCouch.space.
Well, all right. Well, I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up with this episode. Again, appreciate you, Phoenix, for coming through and chatting with us. Feel free to come by, reach out anytime. We'd love to have you.
Just listen, I don't be doing nothing with my life. Paul, I'm here.
Well, all right. Cool, because we still have so many more topics to talk about.
Oh, I'm down.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Little Letter Big Letter podcast. I said that backwards, but hey, it's still all the same. We will catch y'all next time. All right. Stay kicking it safe, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.